Imagine, if you dare, you're in your home feeding blood to your carnivorous alien plant, or whatever it is normal people do, I don't know, when you hear a knock on the door. And so, you answer, but instead of the mailman with the plutonium you ordered off eBay, you see two unfamiliar children. A girl of perhaps 13 and presumably her younger brother, both a bit scrawny and pale, but otherwise nothing strange, other than them being strangers, yet they have come knocking on your door. "Please, sir," the girl asks very politely, "we're lost and scared. Please will you let us in so we can call our mum and dad?" Mad you may be, but of course you would never wish to harm a child, and would like to help if you could. You are a good person, but these kids who are strange to you would have no way of knowing that, and are taking a risk knocking upon a stranger's door. Perhaps their negligent parents never taught them to stay away from strangers. Or perhaps they are just desperate. Or perhaps it's some sort of trick. "Please, sir, please will you let us in?" the girl asks again. "So we can call our mum and dad. We won't take long." It's then you start to feel that something isn't quite right. The girl doesn't sound desperate or scared. Rather robotic and monotone, like a child actor in a period drama. The longer you wait, the more unease you feel. You have heard of the uncanny valley effect in film, yes? When you see something that looks human, yet very subtle things in the movement of their skin and muscles are just off. "Please, sir," the girl says once again, perhaps now sensing your hesitation. "We can't come in unless you say it's okay. It won't take long." But it's then that you see the children's eyes. No whites or irises, just black orbs, black as a starless night from lid to lid, and then... Well, most accounts of encounters with these black-eyed kids then end with the person slamming the door. Sometimes they approach someone in a car who then drives away. Perhaps we just can't hear from anyone who decided to let the children in. Or perhaps they really do just want to use the phone or whatever, and they do, and everything is fine. Who knows? So, the BEKs, or the black-eyed kids, possibly aliens or demons that have taken human form, are in fact likely one of the earliest creepypastas. The original story generally attributed to a writer called Brian Bethel on message boards in the late 1990s, who claimed to have been in his car outside a movie theatre in Texas when he was approached by two unearthly boys. Since then, stories have spread around the internet and appeared in tabloids around the world, but no police reports are such to suggest that these are anything other than the online equivalent of campfire stories. And so, looking for a natural explanation for the appearance of these children may be premature. Maybe drugs, maybe pranks, maybe an adult was just an arsehole to some actual kids, and so concocted a story about them being vampires so that they would feel like less of an arsehole. In fiction, there is always potential in the idea of taking something that in real life we would regard as harmless and innocent and would want to protect, then flipping and twisting it into something dangerous and maybe malevolent. Perhaps it speaks to our fear of failing to keep them safe, or of their anger at the world the previous generations have made for them. But, as an urban legend, all these particular kids seem to do is make people a bit uncomfortable. But then if they were going around draining people's blood, you would expect that to make actual news and not just a few stories in British tabloids. For an urban legend to be effective, it is best to keep the claims relatively small, So I think I will give it 6 hooks out of 10. But until next time, remember, all of the most evil people in history were once children. If you see a child, get yourself to safety immediately. This has been a public service announcement. Good night.